Hey guys, Lottie from Pinpoint Tutoring here to show you the last example of factoring polynomials like we did. If you're confused, go back and watch. There should be two videos in which I solved this and solved this. I erased this to create space. So, same, I'm going to cut short with this one. You know what to do. Combine the two factors, the first and the last one, and you get negative 30x squared. And then find two numbers that multiply to give you negative 30x squared, but add to give you positive x this time. That's the slight difference from the last example that I did. In example B, it was a negative 6x and a positive 5x. But you can kind of hint in this one and see that it should be a positive 6x and a negative 5x this time. Because when I just add those two terms together, I get a positive x this time. Whereas the last time I had negative 6x and a positive 5x, and that gave me negative x like I wanted. So in this case, it's just the negative sign is on a different number. It's on the 5 instead of the 6. Rewrite your original polynomial using those terms. X squared plus 6x. Remember, if there's no sign in front of the number, it implies that it's positive. So plus 6x minus 5x minus 30. And again, if this kind of confuses you just a second because you're like, well, why are you taking this step back? I can combine this together to give me x. And it's like, that's exactly what we have. But remember, we're not trying to simplify the polynomial. We're trying to factor it. So when you're factoring something, think about breaking it down, and that's what we're really doing with this intermediary step. So now you factor the first thing you can out of the first two terms, which again is an x, and then we're left with an x plus 6 on the inside. Now we have to be careful. We got to factor something out of negative 5x and negative 30. And in this case, you can see that if we want to be left with a positive on the inside, we should really factor out a negative 5 out of each term. So if we factor out a negative 5, we get an x plus 6. And if you're ever in doubt, just do a mini FOIL out and check. We know that this is good. If we did this step right, we know that this line is good. If we FOIL this back out, we should get here. Right? So let's see, x squared plus 6x minus 5x minus 30, because a negative 5 times a positive 6 will give you a minus 30. And then indeed, as we have known in the last two examples, these two terms should be the same, and we lump them into one category. Call that our x plus 6. That's our first factor of this polynomial. And then the last one should be the terms that were outside multiplying each one of these. So x and minus 5 get lumped together, and that becomes our second term. And if you're not sure about this yet, just look online. You can find some material either through our website or other sources, and do some practice on your own. Have a good one.